Hello, y'all. I didn't even get to introduce the date earlier because I was just doing smaller videos. So, today is um Tuesday, April 18th, 2023 at 9:51 p.m. at night. So, tomorrow I'm scheduled to get off strike on my other channel in my Candy Grand Prix channel, and guess I'll be back to putting videos back on there. So I mean, as I said, they just wanted to hurt my monetization and hurt my survival, hurt my living, while they're making rich money for Satan. But I accomplished this naturally, organically, and on my own. And so so the perps got so many lies galore about the target. And it's like when they make up lies on you, you never did what they're falsely accusing you of. But you know that you're 100% innocent. Or sometimes you could be half innocent, because if they say something is true, they'll mix lies with truth in a way that makes you look bad. So say for example, if I threw for example though, if I got mad with the narcissistic abuse and the reactive abuse, in which when you see targeted individuals go off on the perps or snap, that's the the perp narcissistic abuse, and the TI being the narc victim with the reactive abuse, just defending yourself. So if I threw if I got mad at a restaurant perp waitress or waiter or something, because they or it could be if you were at a gas station and the cashier was rude and abusive and had an attitude for no reason. And then if they get mad and throw your money back at you and the coin hits your eye, and then you get up and then you start filming, and the moment you film them, you film yourself hitting back, and then that's fight. But then if it's put up on social media, everybody will think that you were the one who started it. But like, say for example, I have myself on film confronting perps for trying to hit me with their car. And trying to run over me with their car. It's like, I don't remember. It wasn't a rainy day, but one time I had an instance where I was in downtown Pensacola, and it could have been on a Sunday. And I think it was during the time I was sleeping by 532 West Garden Street. I just remember walking over towards that area. It was on a Saturday or a Sunday. It was a weekend. I think it was a Sunday at about 4 o'clock or close to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And maybe I was about to eat at that Asian restaurant across the street. I remember going towards that direction on, I guess it was, Spring and Garden downtown. And they had these perps, and I didn't get to get them on film. And I don't know why I wasn't filming or recording that time. But these motherfuckers, what they did was, and I didn't even know these people. They were white people. So they were in the left turning lane. And what they did was wait until I started crossing the street to swerve all the way to the right turning lane. You swerve over 3 more lanes to, for your opportunity to deliberately try to run over and hit me, hoping you would run over me and hit me with your fucking car. And I'm like, just wow. So so I've had moments where perps would be reckless, and I didn't know what was going on at the time. But I didn't realize it was part of gang stalking. But when I was living in Los Angeles and had my own place there by Manchester and Maine, at McDonald's on Manchester and Maine, what happened was a lot of the perps would be trying to run over me at each and every time I walked there. And it's like, I thought it was just them being mind controlled and having a weird thing with rushing to get McDonald's. But then after some years, I realized they were a lot of, ignorant ghetto folks of my own race. That I'm like, wow, why the hell would you intentionally run over somebody and try to kill them just to get some McDonald's? McDonald's ain't going nowhere. And y'all call me fat and greedy. And there'll be skinny people who do this. I mean, you about to take my life just for some McDonald's? McDonald's ain't never going nowhere. And I mean, I think I heard something about people were saying that McDonald's locations were closing down or that. I mean, I don't know. I think I heard something about McDonald's going out of business or something. I'm like, really? But I don't know. But I hear all kinds of stuff. But so like if I was at a restaurant and there was a the perp waitress, if she gave me I don't know, like if she would have gave me something like remember how I told y'all when I would go to certain places to eat and it started at Seville Quarter. If I end up trying to get a burger to eat and if they give me like undercooked burgers. So if I say, well, hey, it's a lot of pink inside my burger when I said I wanted it well done. And if they get mad and throw my drink at me or something, and you can see the evidence that they threw my drink on me. So then I put you on film and be like, well, hey, why you threw your drink at me? This is an example. This didn't truly happen, but this is an example. And I'm like, why you threw the drink at me? And then if I might throw the rest of the drink back at them and be like, why you threw the drink at me? Then next thing you know, I'm the only one getting in all the trouble and say, you threw the drink at Aaron. And I'm like, but she threw it at me first. Oh, I don't want to hear it. Get out, you're banned. Don't ever come back here for life. Or, oh, we're going to do an official police no trespassing ban. But as I said, the waiters and waitresses, I mean, it seemed like a lot of the rich white people in downtown Pensacola, a lot of them are rich and racist, prejudiced against blacks, and they're devil worshippers. Like, and as I said, when I got to Pensacola, a lot of people were warning me, saying that that they were racist and don't like us. And I'm like, well, I heard like people in Los Angeles say stay away from those Mexicans because they're prejudiced, they're racist, they don't like us. So or some, even in New Orleans, people might be like, well, stay away from those Vietnamese people because they're racist, they don't like us. If I were you, I wouldn't go eat at their restaurants, I wouldn't go eat their food or whatever. But I mean, excuse me. I mean, the foster mom, I remember she tried to force me to hate Vietnamese food because she personally claimed she didn't like Vietnamese food. But I like Vietnamese food, but I'm not too crazy over it. But I like it. But I like Vietnamese food. And I remember when I was younger, I used to be, like when I was a child, I used to be fascinated with every other race but my own. And hated myself because of my upbringing. I didn't realize I was being brainwashed to hate my own self and my own people. But then as I got older, I learned to appreciate myself and the skin that I'm in and everything else, It took me years to get to that point and realize that it doesn't matter what your colors or skin color or features are. Not one person is better. No person is better than the other. And no race of people is better than the other. I found that out when I found out about the Illuminati and the New World Order when I was researching. Before I even thought of to come to Jesus Christ and, try to be a Christian. So, but I wrote a short story today. I think that might be the third short story that I wrote since being here. I think it might be the third or fourth short story that I wrote since being here. Well, good news. So I'm not gonna say solution, but people were right when they said that castor oil and baking soda get rid of warts, because the small wart right here on this finger, it was hurting. So I haven't used the solution in a while. I think this is like the first or second time since being here that I used the solution. I mixed the bentonite clay, castor oil, and if I would have had like Band-Aids or something to put overnight, it probably would have been gone a long time ago. But you can tell this is getting black. And this is kind of thinning out some. But I had a small wart on my palm right here. And it feels like I almost can't feel it anymore. So I guess, with the alkalization of the the alkalinity of the the fact that it's alkaline, the baking soda plus, I wonder if baking soda and coconut oil would have the same results, but people swear by the castor oil being so effective. But, as I said, I mixed baking soda, castor oil, bentonite clay, and I should have hydrated the clay rather than having it dry. But it still works. Castor oil, bentonite clay, coconut oil, and a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. But it's like basically scrubbing off. Like it's like the wart is like scrubbing off bit by bit. So I've been having to ration my I've been having to ration my I can't even think right now. I've been having to ration my my internal bentonite clay. But now that I have a place to live, you know, stuff like the clay, I would be having to order online because I don't think that I can find it locally. But I was trying to find some internal powder bentonite clay. I was trying to find some internal powder bentonite clay. Where I could use the exact same product for internal and external, but I don't trust to do it because I'd be really worried and scared. But the Aztec Indian healing clay, you can get it under $10 at fake Walmart, and that's external clay. You can't ingest it, but you can take detox baths and stuff with it, or do facials with it. Hold up. So you can do detox baths and facials with it. So so what else? Yeah, so you can do detox bath and facial with it. But yeah, so the internal clay, you know, you can brush your teeth with it and stuff. But I've seen people say that they have used the that they have taken the Aztec Indian healing clay internally and nothing bad happened to them, or that they were healing from it, or that they will say that that they brushed their teeth with it and everything was fine. But I don't trust to brush my teeth. I just don't want to be worried, you know, that I'm gonna know something bad gonna happen to me. So that's why I try to take extra precaution that you know, to use the, yeah, I wanted some clay that's I wanted some clay that's powdered, that I have to manually mix it rather than it coming pre-mixed. So like I've been using internally, the clay that I've been using was Great Plains. Oh, I forgot. Great Plains Yerba Prima. That's it. Great Plains Yerba Prima. So you can do an internal detox and brush your teeth with it. And that's also very effective. But if you had powder clay, see, that clay is already hydrated, but if you had powder clay to take internally, then it can stretch your money much better. But I can't fool around with diatomaceous earth, and people won't give me really an answer why. But whenever I take diatomaceous earth, and it be the food grade diatomaceous earth, if I take the food grade diatomaceous earth, then what will happen is I'll be dizzy for weeks, or dizzy for having like the craziest bad vertigo for days or for even weeks, and throwing up water, like vomiting water. I mean, that was a scary, traumatic experience. I thought I was going to die. And that was in 2014. And then I suffered bad vertigo every day for like about 2 months. So then sometimes I have tried the diatomaceous earth to take internally, and my body everything would be fine. But another moment, I think I was in Greenville, South Carolina, and it happened, but not as bad. But I get like the worst vertigo and nausea one could imagine. But some people might say that that's candida die-off symptoms or Herxheimer reaction or something like that. But that was one of the worst experiences of my life. And the police didn't take me seriously. And they try to say it wasn't an emergency. And, I damn sure was convinced that I was going to die that night, or what the hell, But it was definitely the food grade diatomaceous earth. And, or come to think of it, dealing with the gang stalking, I don't even know if the perps tainted my DE and caused that to happen. I don't know. I mean, if it's possible that they did that. But I don't think I'll try to take diatomaceous earth internally ever again for the rest of my life. But I heard that it'll make your hair grow like crazy though. So but anyway. Yeah, I mean, so I filled out what felt like 15 job applications today. And when I filled out the applications, I filled out, about 15 applications. And so, I mean, it's like all these places are saying no experience necessary, and then they don't want to hire you. Or they say urgently hiring, no experience necessary, and then they don't want to hire you. And it'd be like, and it would say just post it, and you'd be the first to apply. So they still got so many companies in Cincinnati that still never got back to me. But then there was this one company from Pensacola. I'm already in Texas after Cincinnati. And somebody from Pensacola, I think, was trying to contact, and it was a job with U.S. Bank too. And I'm like, damn, really? I mean, y'all, like a bank job had never called me back for an interview before. So I don't know if I could have or would have been making good money, or if the perps would have sabotaged that job opportunity. I don't know. But I mean, so speaking of the tax thing, today's the 18th. And so people got on my case when I said, how would you spend a tax refund of a sad, and then I mentioned the amount, a sad, well, I'm going to go ahead and freaking say it, but I'll say it's under $150. But then, see, the perps would use that against me and be like, well, what happened to the 100 something dollars that you had? Well, guess what? I'm low on clothes. So if y'all be like, you need to get your hair cut, or you need to get you some more new clothes, or you need to get that, and then when I spend my money on it, oh, Candy wasted her money on an unnecessary haircut, or Candy wasted her money on some clothes. I need to get more underwear. I'm going to say need more underwear, socks, bras, and you know, regular clothes. Like, it's getting to be summer, so I don't know if there are any dresses I can buy, or something like that. But I mean, it's unfair. It's not fair, that strangers who don't like me trying to dictate, police, and control how I spend my tax refund money that I work for. You know, so I mean, that ain't much at all. So, and clothes and everything starting to be more expensive. Starting to be more expensive. Everything starting is more expensive. And Target, I don't know about this location, but the Target in Pensacola, I wanted to cry because you couldn't find one garment under $30. But so I can't just up and leave here on a whim. If I wanted to go somewhere, it would be $40 one way or $80 round trip. And it's like, damn. It's really not worth it. So I would have to, excuse me, book a transportation trip at least a day or two in advance, and then go where I need to go for free and don't have to pay nothing, and then try to make it back. The last trip will be 4:00. That's hard. And then I try to think to myself to weigh, like, which is better, having all that convenience and be suffering on the streets, or having a roof over your head and living out in the country somewhere or a rural area and just, not having the convenience, to get to a real grocery store with some fresh, raw fruits and vegetables and, some real groceries. So, I don't have to eat at Dairy Queen no more. I don't have to. So, I think I may have gone there about 4 times since I've been here, but today's Tuesday, so Friday was the last time. See, this is what it's like, So, I'm glad to have a roof over my head, and get to rest. And my legs are much skinnier. And, as I said, I don't have to worry about people telling me you can't sleep here, you can't sleep there. So if I'm tired and need sleep, I can just sleep. So, people have told, like, when I mentioned about, a sad 100 such and such amount of dollars. And so then, 2 narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perps got on my case and yelled at me. I almost was tempted to block them. That they came as smart ass would try to tell me, consider yourself lucky. Because one of them said, consider yourself lucky because I owed back in taxes. Or there's another one that said, well, I don't remember her exact words, but, oh, be glad because most people have to pay to get their taxes done, and at least you got yours done for free. And then she deleted that, what she said. So, now, like, that's basically not, I'm not saying that, oh, Candy, if they take it that, oh, Candy is ungrateful for her, for the tax refund money that she got. And I'm like, that's not what I was trying to get at. My point for saying what I said was, the idea of a sad 100 something, under $150, because if it weren't for them workplace mobbing me off the job. If it weren't for them workplace mobbing me off the job, lying on me, setting me up with those different jobs last year, perping me off the job, then I'm saying that my tax refund could have been higher. So it wasn't about ungratefulness, but it was me taking a jab at the gang stalkers who freaking set me up for failure and destruction and having forced to have less money or whatever, with the workplace mobbing. So that's what I was trying to say. But the online perps are obsessed with my interactions with money and food. And they reverse it on me and lie and say that I'm the one who's obsessed with money and food. And I'm like, what business is it of yours if you weigh in UK, weigh in England, or if you weigh in Australia, or you weigh in Nigeria, you weigh in Portugal, you weigh in Spain. What do you care? What, you gonna fly all the way from Paris, France, to come control what food goes in my mouth? I mean, that the fucking audacity that a perp will try to control you all the way from Russia. I'm just using these as examples, It's like, if you from the Philippines, and in the Philippines, how the fuck you gonna get mad at how many tacos I eat? Or what I should put on the tacos? They got so many internet control freaks. I mean, even in America, what you gonna do? So, I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's hard to when you gotta deal with and I haven't spent money since Friday. Well, Friday was the last time I spent money, and it was over $100 something. Going like half of the approximately half of the money was like a little bit over $60 for groceries, food groceries. And then the other $60 was like trying to get plates, containers, storage containers, and a few other items. I can't remember everything I got, So I mean, if it's considered a waste of money to get toilet paper, dishwashing liquid, I mean, you got to get those things, If I didn't have toilet paper to wipe my ass with, or if I didn't, then you will say I'm nasty and, don't wipe my ass. If I didn't have dishwashing liquid, oh, she nasty and don't like to wash dishes. She like to keep a filthy kitchen. Well, again, if you in upstate New York, what do you care? You ain't got to live in this house in Texas with me. But they don't care. They'll still try to make their fake comments, trying to control strangers you don't like. And so the fact that I have not spent any money, nor have I asked for any money. Well, really, I haven't asked for money since like Thursday or Friday. Last Wednesday was the last day I asked for money because trying to get the driver's license, trying to get a job opportunity, because y'all pushing me to hurry up and get a traditional job, get a job. But it's like, how you going to claim you're fighting against the New World Order and suggest that I go work at Burger King? If you claim to be anti-New World Order, they'd be like, so what? Go to Red Lobster and go get a dishwashing job. Well, that's if the manager want to hire me. If anybody could just take it upon themselves and just swoop up a job for themselves, maybe they might be less homeless. But yeah, as I said, you got to wait around for an abusive, narcissistic human being's permission to have a job, or for them to hire you. And being targeted, you got a whole bachelor's degree and forced to work, if you jobs you're overqualified for. So I got a bachelor's degree under my belt and being told you got to start from the bottom, or why don't you go get a dishwashing job? Well, I've applied, but what am I supposed to do? They're the ones who ignore and don't call back. Or I'll get like an instant rejection. When you say you're urgently hiring, and they'll be like, oh, well, go over to Advanced Auto Parts. They need people real bad. I go over there, fill out the application, and then, they skip over and ignore me and like I'm lower than human. So, but I'm, and it's like, I'm like just getting over, being homeless and trying to settle in and stuff. And, I would be damned if I try to go pay for another month, or, try to extend another month to stay here, and they'd be like, well, you can't stay here because of the lies that the online perps bragged about saying about me. But it's very fucked up to play with somebody's life and ruin it on purpose until they submit and turn to Satan, which I'm not doing. And y'all falsely accuse me of doing that. So, I've been just, in the online perps, they falsely accuse me of, they be trying to talk about, learn how to budget. Oh, you get $910 a month. Learn how to budget. That ain't your business. I budget the best that I could. They just switched the narrative to make me look as criminal and wrong and crazy as possible. And they know my circumstance, but they just want to be malicious. So I have so much evidence of them forcing me out of Pensacola. And basically, they wanted me out of Florida altogether. And then they try to falsely make it like as if I was homeless on the streets, like as if I was, living right on a beach. When the beach is like a different county. I was living in Los Angeles and they had beaches in the same county, multiple beaches. So I mean, y'all mad and saying that, well, Candy is living in an overpriced place where she can't afford or whatever. Pensacola is way cheaper than places like Los Angeles and everything else. I mean, in 2019, you were able to get not an efficiency or a studio, but you were able to get in 2019, you were able to get a 1-bedroom for $500 a month. But after what happened, housing became scarce for everybody. Homelessness, skyrocketed. Excuse me. I mean, y'all need to look at, I'ma say it. Why y'all not mad at the government for sending so much fake aid to Ukraine and leaving us Americans to suffer? But then somebody trying to make a living. I mean, if you get censored or quieted, or get sent. I mean, if you get in trouble for saying something, then that's how you know that such and such topic, if you speak against it, they glorifying the New World Order. So you can't talk about the the fake rainbow color, agenda. If y'all get what I mean. The reason why my other channel is wrongfully on strike. The rainbow color agenda that, LGBTQIA or whatever. They add like more and more alphabets, and you're not allowed to speak out about that. You're not allowed to speak out against the Ohio train derailments or whatever other train derailments. You're not allowed to speak out against the New World Order. You're not allowed to speak against mental health system, big pharma. You're not allowed to speak against Ukraine. You're not allowed to speak out against that 19. There's a lot of stuff that they want to, humans trying to control you. Y'all not God. So if our God commands us to speak out against atrocities, injustices, evil, corruption. Oh, you're not allowed to speak out against CPS and the foster care system and trafficking and harvesting. And yeah, you're not allowed to speak out against none of that either. You're not allowed to speak out against any kind of conspiracy that they want to call right, wrong, and wrong, right. And then if you get shut down on social media for speaking the truth and what's right, then they want to bully you and make you learn your lesson from speaking the truth while they continue to force the satanic lies. And then try to make you fearful and scared. And it's like, damn, I'm being shut down everywhere, on every platform. I mean, TikTok kept on striking my damn videos just in the middle of the night, like between last night and this morning. And I'm like, damn, I can't say nothing. But I thought TikTok was about to be banned for so many people getting the truth out. But TikTok themselves do their own censorship and banning hypocritically. But if I would have never deleted the first TikTok, I mean, I don't know. I think my account would have been dead by now. Anyway, I deleted that and got rid of that one and got this one. And so, they're trying to shut down my TikTok. And they strike my videos for me trying to expose the gang stalking and, the sex trafficking, so it's like you can't even speak out against your gang stalking nowhere. So, so yeah. But, I really, how when they had that Truth Finder website, they got so many people who wonder why they're being stalked. Now, they had this lady on TikTok that had like well over 10,000 followers, and she was only probably following one person. And, I forgot what her story was, but she mentioned about being gang stalked. But she didn't use those words, though. More like gang stalked by the sheriffs and the police or something. And she said that she went on that Truth Finder website, and they said that it's a definite that she's on that. She showed the screenshots where they said she is definitely on a government watch list. But, some people say that Truth Finder doesn't give all your accurate information. So I can't afford to, and I don't trust trying to do Truth Finder. But I used to ask myself years before I found out I was targeted. I was wondering, the fact that everybody treat me mean everywhere I go, and I can't get a job nowhere. I'm wondering, is there this secret background check that people are doing with secret information that I don't know about, or secret information that's being kept from me? What's the deal here? So, lo and behold, years later, I found out that I'm targeted behind lies. Lies, false rumors, and smear campaigns. So, Friday was the last time I went out, but I think it was yesterday or the day before that I went and took the trash out. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, because that was when the towels came. I went and took the trash out. So, it's like I gotta spend money very tight here, It's a struggle. As I said, I just got here. This is my first month here. And, I hope to be able to stay here next month, and that the perps don't succeed at, them bragging. That's why I've been trying to pray, and I have been praying that they don't succeed at, getting me back on the streets again. I just got off the streets. This is my first month, and the online perps still make brand new accounts to come and start following and harass me. And I block their account. They make new ones. And the fake Donnell Williams perp have been harassing me with new fake accounts here on YouTube. And he even made a fake new account. He said menace to the city that I'm in. And then he also said so I blocked that account. And then he made another new account called Menace to New Orleans. And try to falsely smear campaign me as being the satanic sellout. With the one, as I said in that video, I was demonstrating a fake T.I. perp doing that. I don't throw up those hand signs. But he wants to force me to be satanic so bad, and he won't succeed. So he made another fake account called Menace to New Orleans. I guess he must be sure that I'll be out of here ASAP and be walking my ass back to New Orleans. Like as if he's trying to anticipate. Because when I said, well, if I got to be back homeless on the streets, I'm not going to let myself stay homeless on the streets out here. I'm going to go back to my hometown, New Orleans. I might as well go back there where I'm unwelcome everywhere and go there to fucking die. So, unless there's another housing opportunity somewhere else. But as I said, I didn't even mention, the city. But I just said $540 place, in South Texas. And that's how he was able to find me. I didn't even reveal that much. But as I said it because I said it, trying to get help, financial help to get over here. But I mean, people would have taken me less seriously if I would have said, well, they got this $540 place. And even if I said, well, I can't name the city and state, then people wouldn't have helped me out. And they probably wouldn't have taken me seriously, or they would have thought I was lying. So I figured if I said, well, I'm in, South Texas, then I figured that people would have been more believable. In which I am telling the truth and being honest. So the driver's license was the last thing that I asked for help for. And, that I needed help with. But before that, nobody helped me that night. And luckily I had just $30 right on the dot. In which that left me with like 47 cents left over or something like that after the Uber ride. Because it was after hours, after 4, after 5, I got home. It was like about 8:30 that night. And that was a week ago, last Tuesday. And I'm like, excuse me. So I'm like, well, my tax refund came back kind of quick. Because this time I didn't even have to log on to the IRS website and keep stalking and checking my own when the tax refund check gonna come. So I don't even know if they did my stuff wrong, because that guy that did my taxes, he acted like as if he had something to hide. There's a few people working on it, but they pulled strings to help me out to make sure I got everything. But, sometimes they will explain, like the previous couple of times, they will explain in detail. And I'm like, this is all I'm getting? Because, like, they would usually explain in detail. This guy acting like he wanted to try to, because I did my own calculations and added everything up and just wanted to make sure that I had everything right. And I even calculated that that my tax refund was $140. And so I thought that if you get the tax credit, you're supposed to get more than that. So I really think that he was a perp that cheated me out of my tax credit money. Whatever tax credit I was supposed to get. And then lied and said, well, you're supposed to get this, and then this is the money you get for the the tax credit. And I'm like, but I don't know. But but then again, he might be right. I don't know. But as I say, he didn't, like at the end, he didn't break things down. And he acted like he was trying to skirt away when I was trying to ask questions. And I don't even think I knew or remember. They didn't even tell me what their names were. They just came in and did the taxes. I think the first lady introduced herself and told me what her name was. But I don't remember their names though at all. So I did my own calculations and it came up to $140. But as I said, I didn't trust submitting everything on my own. So I just wanted to, and every year I do that. I don't have any experience on my own. I only started, with ever since 2018, I started, getting jobs again. Imagine over like 11 or 12 year gap with no work, no jobs, no work, no nothing. Not because you were lazy and didn't want to work, but because you kept trying to get jobs and nobody wanted to hire you. And in Denton, Texas, I was depressed for years. In Denton, Texas, because nobody wanted to hire me, and there were supposedly not many job opportunities. In Louisville, Texas, they had this supposed bus driving job opportunity, and they had that transportation I was supposed to get. And I didn't know that they were gang stalkers at the time, but I cried because I had like a meltdown and cried because they deliberately and on purpose set me up to miss the interview by the transportation not coming. I pretty much had, because I didn't even get to have that much job opportunity, but I pretty much had my heart set on that job. And then certain job opportunities were on the other side of I-35 where the buses didn't run. And the buses only ran on the side of I-35 where the UNT, University of North Texas campus, the buses only ran over there. So, and the cabs were atrocious and would take 3 hours to come. The cabs would take 3 hours to come. They'll say, call back in 45 minutes. You call back in 45 minutes, they'll tell you again, call back in 45 minutes. They take in between 3 and 5 hours to finally come and pick you up. This was like back in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I had some nice cab drivers, that had a good heart. And a few of them were abusive, narcissistic perps trying to sabotage me. But if I would have known then, instead of calling myself trying to buy a car in 2007 and getting taken advantage of by that perp Justin Adams, then I was new to Denton, so I didn't even think, let me try to, see about getting. I didn't know how easy it was, or that anybody could do it, as long as you got the money, and then they would train you. But yeah, I spent many years depressed, bored, and hated Denton, Texas. Well, since I'm over here, I don't think I ever go live in Denton, Texas. But I guess I don't really have any good reason to go visit back there either. The only thing is, if that Beth Marie's ice cream place, if they still in business, and if they have that butter brickle ice cream, wow. People don't even talk about butter brickle ice cream no more. But that was the doggone freaking best. And then they had some company downtown Denton, I forgot the name of it, and they had some authentic Italian pizza that was so good, and it tasted, the sauce tasted a little bit sweet too. The pizza sauce. So like in Denton, Texas, they had this place, I don't remember the name, but it was a Chinese food place that would deliver until like 3 o'clock in the morning. But I can count on my hands how many times I had that. But I didn't realize it was gang stalking that they would be abusive and rude and give me the ultimate worst customer service. And racism probably played a part in it too. That even in Los Angeles, if you try to order Domino's or something, they give you bad customer service, or Papa John's or something. They treat you very mean. So the last time I had Pizza Hut was 2018, and I was living in Los Angeles. But I wasn't living, but I went to stay there for a short time after the Grand Canyon. But if people wouldn't have stole my stuff, I mean, in Los Angeles, you're able to use cash for food stamps. I meant to say you're able to buy fast food with food stamps in Los Angeles. But I enjoyed at that time, to buy an 88-cent Whopper on food stamps, and because one time they had this 88-cent Whopper sale in 2000. It was August 2011. It could have been August 8th, 2011. I had just got to LA, and they had the long ass line in Glendale, on Glendale Boulevard in Los Angeles, like close to Riverside, and used to take bus line number 92 to get over there. The same bus line you take to get to the fake IDMR cult. So yeah, before I knew the metro area or the city, well, because of the fake IDMR cult, I used to go over to Glendale Boulevard to do laundry, and I'm like, well, I didn't know there were other sides. I didn't know I could have gone on Washington Boulevard, downtown LA, and I think they might have had laundromats over there. I just didn't know. So let me see something. Okay, so I was just checking my messages. So even here, and even in Cincinnati, if you make a mistake because you don't know your way around, so and people will still judge you and condemn you. Like when I went to Cincinnati, when I first got there, it was like about 6 o'clock in the morning. I saw all that dirty snow on the ground. It was trash everywhere, and I didn't even realize I was right a block away from the campus. And it was early Sunday morning, and I got dropped off, and so I saw a few buses, but I knew nothing. And I was days of sleep deprived with swollen legs. And I was so tired. Very tired. So, I didn't know my way around. And I was just trying to just get some rest. So, I didn't know any better. So I didn't know what was close. I didn't know what was far. So I booked I booked a hotel. I think it was a couple of nights. I booked at the Super 8 in Springdale, where they gave me a hard time over there. And that was the first place I went, and the cab ride costed $30, and that was far to get over there. So with the the Uber driver started a conversation with me, and she's like, "Oh, well, are you going to work?" And I said, "Oh no, I just got in town and I'm new here. I don't know my way around. I'm homeless or whatever." And so then So, we went to talking, and I was wondering why she was asking me so many nosy questions. Made me wonder if she was a perp. And she started to act narcissistic and controlling. But then afterwards, you know, she softened up, I guess, and then was generous enough that she kind of treated me like as if I was supposed to already know and have common sense. Or like, oh, you wasted your money. I'm like, but I didn't know. And I'm new here. I'm freaking tired as fuck. Days of sleep deprived. I just got off the bus and can't think straight. I just need fucking rest. So she's like, oh, well, you're going all the way to Sharonville. Well, couldn't find out it wasn't Sharonville, but it was close to Sharonville, but it was Springdale. And so, but she was generous enough and had a heart enough to, that she paid me back a half, she paid me back half of the Uber fare in cash. She said she felt bad for my situation. And I think I remember I even told her about the targeting and the gang stalking and everything. But I don't know if she was a perp or not. But, the way I don't know if she's actually a narc, but I don't even know. I mean, I was trying to say that she came off seeming that way. I don't know, it made me feel ashamed that, oh, well, you could have gone here, or you wasted your money, or you did this. I'm like, well, it was my first time. So I knew absolutely nothing. I'm sitting here fleeing Pensacola because they ran me out of Pensacola, and I got tired of them trying to sick the police on me like dogs, and they were trying to capture me and get me locked up in a mental institution. And I got wrongfully banned from just about every fucking place you can imagine. Like, was nowhere for me nothing left for me in Pensacola. That almost half the fucking city that I'm wrongfully banned from nearly every fucking place of business for the rest of my doggone life. Because I'm not allowed to put perps on blast and put them on video and put it up on YouTube. The cult protect their own. And as I said, the online perps, they don't even be they twist and manipulate things to force me to look like the bad person. And they don't even be having all their facts straight. But see, like, I had moments where, when I made the mistake, with the $30, well, she helped me out by, paying me back. But in different ways, I try to find different ways to make up for that by, skipping a meal or two, like you perps want me to do. If I skipped a couple of meals, to try to make up for it. Or I try to save some money at certain other opportunities, But as I said, the online perps abusive and narcissistic and have a certain fake narrative, and they have a false script for me. And when I speak the truth against their lies and their fake script, then they come with more lies. And it's like, I'm tired of them trying to control me. And it's a wrestle and a battle, and I'm tired of wrestling against them. I'm tired of fighting against them. But they're not. But the perps seem like they're not tired. They might say that they're tired, but they work endlessly. And it's like, my life should not matter to you. So this online perp try to be like, well, watch, even after Candy gets her food stamp, she's gonna be still begging she's still going to be begging you for money or whatever. It depends on how much. If it's 15, of course I'm going to have to ask. But this, as I said, this perp keep on coming with different names. I guess it must be a female. And then you put scammer in all caps. And then you spell scammer wrong. You spell the word scammer incorrectly. But you know how to spell words more complicated. So, I suggest that if you don't know how to spell scammer, stop trying to call people one. And you don't know their hardships. I saw this 18-year-old white boy living in his car. He was supposedly homeless and living in his car. Able-bodied and could get a job. But everybody had their outpouring sympathy and support. But I got a lot of disabilities and multiple disabilities and certain limitations, and still strive to try to work and get a job. But then, if I strive to work and get a job and they reject me, but I'm sick and tired of that though. And, I work on my short stories and stuff like that. And the online perps, they lied and said that Candy even admitted that she doesn't like to write short stories. I never said that. But they want to that's their way to try to force me to stop writing. Is they don't want me to write short stories. And then they lie and say Candy doesn't even like to write her own short stories. Well, whether I do or don't, it ain't your business. And they try to be like, well, Candy don't like to write her short stories. She only write a fake short story when she wants money or when she needs money. So they're twisting me saying that, when I'm sleep deprived, I have to, my writing doesn't come out as good as if I'm well rested. How does that translate to Candy does not like to write? I love to write, and y'all keep, falsely making it like as if I had poor grammar, and attack and criticize and go on every platform to tell everybody, don't read her works because she doesn't even know how to string its two sentences together, or she has poor grammar, or she doesn't even know how to or she got a backstory but her ending doesn't flow together. I'm like, but you still stalking. You got a problem and a nitpick and find something to complain about, but you've been stalking me for 3 years and stalking every single thing I write for 3 years. I'm gonna say it's been 4 years now. 3.5 or 4 years. Because it's been 4 years since I've been, vocal and outspoken about my targeting. But in 2015, 16, 17, 18, and beginning of 19, I've been trying to seek answers. And everybody just kept trying to call me crazy. All I got to do is say, well, my body is vibrating. Oh, are you sure you're not hallucinating? Are you sure you're not imagining things? And stuff like that. So another thing the perps want to do is they want to make it like as if they try to say that Candy's short stories are an extension of herself. Or she just want to act out perverted fantasies. Or they'll lie and say, well, Candy's, if this is a children's short story, then it's too adult-like and inappropriate. And I'm like, and then they, as I said, they falsely accuse me of glorifying drug use. I don't even use drugs, so why would you lie and say that I glorify drug abuse, child abuse, and animal abuse? And just to manipulate people from, I mean, from wanting to read they just write anything because they figure that, ooh, let me be the first to write something bad. Then, then people would just see that one review and see that my book has been lingering there for 2 years and nobody else wanted to buy it. So, but I have to get with people one-on-one. And it's hard to even reach the short stories to people in person. But you'd be surprised what people are interested in reading, and you'd be surprised what they're not interested in reading. It's like if I write a short story about targeting, which people have suggested, why don't you write some short story? And other targets have done the same, whether real TIs or fake TIs. So if I write a short story about my targeting, they want to say, oh, well, Candy is writing a short story of an extension of herself. Or they're abusive and narcissistic and falsely say that Candy's writings are very inappropriate. And I never mix a child's short story with anything. I don't even be glorifying or writing pornographic stuff in my short stories. I try as best as I could to keep it clean, but the fictional series that I'm working on is to expose what possibly goes on in cults. So, it's not abnormal for an author. The majority of my short stories, I don't even be thinking about myself or my own experiences. I try to venture out and try to write something that I don't know that much about. I don't know anything about roasting s'mores on a campfire. I never experienced that before. I heard about it, but I never experienced that before. So, in certain fiction short stories, people be like, they think that it's a true story. And I'm like, no, it's straight up fiction. And they're like, well, you have such a brilliant mind. And I'm like, well, I just, write from the heart or write from whatever comes on my mind. And so, but I have written a few short stories with myself, not that many, but a few short stories I've written, with myself as the character, or, but the majority of my short stories is not me. Almost, I'll say about maybe 3% of short stories have been with me. I even wrote about 2 short stories that I wrote out of the hundreds that I wrote. Only 2 short stories I wrote with myself, Candy Grand Prix, as, a character, whether it be the main character or another character. But, they'll try to say, well, Candy writes just gibberish and doesn't have a backstory. Or they'll say that, she doesn't have, what's it called? Dang. They say, oh, well, she writes short stories with no plot. With no plot and no conflict and no this and no that or whatever. But some short stories, if I screenshot, TikTok only allow you 35 screenshots. So, if some of the short stories I write, they be so short that it be on average take 2 minutes to read. Not long at all, and it won't hurt. But it's like, not that you don't, that I'm a bad writer or anything, but you just hate everything about me, or want to criticize everything about me, or nitpick about everything about me because you're a perp getting paid and nothing you say is real, righteous, or authentic, and you're just a jealous, obsessed stalker and fucking liar. And even if I did write a short story, you think that you can control my rule? When I say I don't want to try to control anybody, try to control me, try to control my writing, and then they want to take advantage of trying to force themselves to illegally steal authority on how I should write. If I write a short story that didn't have a plot conflict or whatever, or character development, that's what it is. She lacks character development. And they said that when I was brand new at starting to write. And they'd be like, well, all this time Candy still has never improved. Well, you're going to say something bad about me regardless. It's like, it's not that I haven't improved, but like, what am I supposed to expect, or what are we supposed to expect if y'all forcing me to be days of sleep deprived and homeless, but I try to put my best effort in my short story? I'm like, if I try to put my best effort, despite being sleep deprived, I'm like, the perps trying to weigh me down, but I'ma still strive, to do the best I can anyway. And y'all some wicked, not only just sinners, but y'all are wicked people trying to judge somebody and nitpick and condemn everything I do, and gossip and twist and manipulate and lie and over exaggerate and falsely accuse. And then, when somebody said that you're destroying my life, you're doing all this fucked up shit to me, I'm like, well, you going to hell. Oh, who are you to think you got the authority to damn me to hell? Well, you think you got the authority to condemn everything I do? I already pointed out that you're in the fake Jehovah's Witness cult. You're in the fake Mormon cult. You're in the fake Seventh-day Adventist cult. You're part of the fake IDMR cult. And so, if the online perps will say something like, yeah, Candy, they say it like as if they're condemning, trying to say, well, Candy even writes fiction short stories about cults that don't exist. Well, that's the fucking point. So, I mean, it's okay for people to write a short story about the 8-eyed monster or some shit like that. A monster with 8 eyes. 8 eyes and 20 mouths. So, do 8-eyed monsters with 20 mouths exist? No, that's why it's called fiction. So what you're talking about, Candy writes about non-existent cults. Oh, you're mad because you're part of the fake Mormon cult, right? And you keep lying and saying you're not part of it, when I got screenshots of you saying that you are part of it. And you delusionally believe that you're saved and not stalking, following, and harassing people and destroying people's lives. And I caught you in too many fucking lies. While you lie and say that Candy lies through her damn teeth. It's you. As I said, why the fuck you gonna be in your 60s stalking a fucking homeless woman when you're married? You got a whole damn husband and your own family, and you brag about your material possessions, brag about all the jobs you had, claim you had. You ain't working now. Sitting there freaking in your 60s perping people and dying of cancer. And that's all you can do is sit around and destroy. You're too sick to even leave the house. So that's all you can do is, try to ruin lives and destroy people over the internet. You're a sick fucking woman. But yeah, if I do my own creative writing, I could have a short story that might lack character development and just be very brief, and like under 100 words. And as I said, I don't have to go by other people's so-called formula of writing. That's why they call it creative writing. And I just want to independently do my own thing. But if I want to follow the rules, I might as well sell out and sell my soul to the devil and be a New York Times bestseller where I couldn't even control my own writing. No, I don't want to do that. Now that I know the truth, I didn't know that if you become a New York Times bestseller, that your writing is not your own. And you can't really write what you want, but you'll be getting paid millions. And it's not about how great your writing is. It's the power in your satanic witchcraft or your satanic rituals. People don't get success in life by good artistry. Look at the Hollywood entertainment industry. You know how many damn good singers and rappers and stuff that's overlooked? People who can be a damn good actor. I mean, they might have people who can act be a better actor than Denzel Washington. But they ain't famous. If they got somebody that's homeless on the streets and can sing Luther Vandross's own songs better than he could sing it himself, but you're homeless on the streets, but you got a better voice than Luther. Luther singing his own songs, and you sing that same song. If you see a homeless man on the street singing "Dance with My Father," better than Luther can sing it himself. For example, that's what I say. I mean, and so people think that you climb the ranks by honest, hard work and integrity. It doesn't work that way. People climb the ranks by satanic rituals. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put her on blast too. My fake slutty cousin, whore Rebecca, who's another Lanika. She's the stank whore Lanika of the mentally slow, crazy biological family. I heard that Rebecca was like 18 years old and slept with the manager. Rumors that she slept with the manager, and that's how she was able to get manager at McDonald's and then get employee of the month and all that by sleeping with the manager. And she lied and said she didn't do it. But bitch, you did it. You a hoe. And you ain't even under MK Ultra. You a project hoe. A 7th Ward project hoe. So, I mean, yeah, I know my fucking cousin. But yeah, they're the ones who don't want shit to do with me. And, and I never did them anything. I mean, you don't freaking just betray your own family you'd rather be more loyal to a fucking cult behind money. And, as I said, my family hate me so much, they never even they never wanted to give themselves a chance to get to know the real Candy Grand Prix. But I guess I will die and they were never, my niece hell-faced ugly Monica, who the fuck taught her to think she can turn her nose? She's sitting there looking like a freaking albino donkey mouth. A deformed albino donkey mouth. And fucking, think that she is superior to everybody. She can't even close her mouth properly because her teeth so like, what the fuck? So, look at me. I'm kind of acting a little bit talking and acting a little bit out of character. But, I'm just going off right now. Because, it all started from my twin sister. And my twin sister can sleep comfortably at night and feels no remorse for the lies that she made on. I ain't the only one. I ain't her only victim of lies. So I never laughed at her about being raped when I went through the same thing. But she, however, has victim blamed and didn't want to be supportive of me when I suffered being raped. But in 2013, she said, that's why you keep getting raped, because you're too passive aggressive and you're too soft spoken. And I'm like, wait a minute, but you keep getting raped too. So, people used to take advantage of us. Her too. Take advantage of our money, or take advantage of, rape us, or take advantage of us sexually. So she got raped a lot too. I got raped a lot. The moment I mentioned about that, they hit me in my heart with the energy weapons on my chest. But somebody said that it's common for a lot of female targeted individuals to get raped because of the sex trafficking. And I mean, you want to know how many times they try to kidnap and sex traffic me when I was in Los Angeles, and they thought that I was a child, that they thought I was 11 or 12. And I'm 39, about to be 40 years old, and still get told I have a baby face that doesn't look a day over 20 years old. And I don't even do anything special with myself. But I've been told all my adulthood life that I look so young and I still look like a child. People say I look and talk and act and do everything like a child. Well, blame that fake foster mom. Because, how am I supposed... I mean, I heard this thing about arrested development, where enforced infantilization. If they call you childish, the narc call you childish, is because they want to force you to stay a child so that they can maintain power and control over you, because your adulthood and growing up in maturity, it grants you more freedom, which is a threat to them. So that's why they want to keep you as a child in helpless victim mode. And they don't want you to be an empowered survivor and warrior. So they already got their smear campaigns in place before you break free. And you wonder why, if they, keeping a distance from you or quit talking to you. Like they had this fake T.I. perp that she be hanging with the popular fakes. And, it was her idea for me to come down to Texas. When I said I really didn't want to come down here. And I was supposed to get, an RV to stay in. So, the fact that after I got down here, now she keeping a distance from me and not even really talking to me. Like, leading up to it, she was, talking to me like every night, or almost every night. And making like she was giving me helpful tips and pointers and everything. So then, once I got down here, now she keeping a distance from me. But she was the one who wanted me to get, that RV, but I don't have a car. So that person who runs the RV thing, he said that you have to have a car, which I don't have. And that place costs $599 or $600 a month. But then, after that, it's like, I don't know if she's a fake T.I. perp, but I feel like, I apologize if she ain't, but she ain't got no, I don't see any of her own proof of being targeted. And she was the one who got me down here. But then, in this city, I found my own place. I found my own place on my own. It was a cheaper alternative. But I don't know. She talked like she's a Christian, but I don't even know if she's dodging me on purpose or not. It seems like it. But if they got somebody on TikTok that I had been talking to, and it's like she asked me for my phone number and we talked a few times. One time she called me up at shortly after 5:00 in the morning, and then we talked for a couple of hours. And then next thing you know, when I told her that about if she said that she's autistic or whatever, I thought she would have some understanding about my ears. So she claimed to be self-diagnosed autistic. Well, I got hypersensitive ears, and people suspect that I have autism or Asperger or be on the spectrum. I don't have an official diagnosis. I almost did in kindergarten. But people they suspect that I'm on the spectrum of, mis or undiagnosed autism, or more like Asperger's, more accurately, high functioning autism. And it's because of the foster care experimentation. So, ever since she kind of kept the distance from me, and now she won't she used to call me and respond to all my texts and everything. It was her idea for us to exchange numbers, and I didn't even I didn't even want to give anybody my phone number. But she was disrespectfully smacking food in my ear, and there was another person that I suspect is a fake TI perp that I talked to like a few weeks ago. And she, within 10 minutes of talking on the phone, she just started smacking food in my ear. Like, bitch, you are fucking rude. Like, I just talking to you on the phone, I don't even know you, and you think that you're just comfortable enough to do that to me. And I'm supposed to just be forced to tolerate her eating the whole fucking, smacking food and eating the whole fucking meal in my damn ear. And she's another one who ain't really got, she claimed to be a targeted individual and homeless and living in her car. But, she ain't really gotten no foot. She got more than one social media, and she ain't got no footage of her, any bit of footage of her targeting. And I also felt put on the spot. I'm like, damn, I really don't want to give nobody my number. Especially what the fake Darnell Williams perp had been doing. And the first thing, if I get into an argument with them, the first thing that they would do is, publicize my phone number. So yeah, now the lady that claimed to be autistic, now she been ignoring the shit out of my texts. But she'll, tell everybody else, oh, message me, or oh, let's connect, or let's talk, or whatever. And while she been ignoring the shit out of me. And I'm like, well, she might have been a perp that just wants to get my phone number and gather information. She even, I guess she sent me a little money here and there, or, to build my trust. And then next thing you know, pull the rug underneath me, pull away the rug of support. She pulled another Darius on me. So, I really regret giving her my phone number, and I wish I could block her so bad. And this is what she did. Me and her were talking on the phone, and then she tried to say, oh, well, my battery is dead or whatever. And then 20 minutes later, she uploaded a video saying, well, can scapegoats be covert narcs? Yes, they can. And I'm like, well, that video's got to be about me then. And like she been like ignoring the shit out of my calls and texts. So it's like I'm really considering to block her. Like, I mean, so I'm left in a limbo. Like at least 3 people. I'm wondering, oh, did this person turn against me? Oh, you didn't unfollow or block me, but you're just keeping a distance from me and ignoring the shit out of me. And I'm like, well, what is it? You know, are we friends, or are we enemies, or what is it? You know, or did the perps get in your head about me? Because you ignoring the shit out of me, but got time to do like 400 TikTok videos a day. So, I mean, I don't even know if she secretly behind my back thinks that I'm a covert narc. All because I said that my ears hurt. You know, when you chew, smacking your, I didn't tell smacking your food. I just said when people eat in my ear, you know, it hurts my ears. But I try to, you know, not, because I know they would take it offense if I say you're smacking food loud in my ear. So I just said eat, and when you're eating in my ear, when you're eating while talking on the phone, you know, it hurts my, you know, noise, it hurts my ears. So, you know, I don't want the fake Darnell Williams perp or any other perps getting a hold of this phone number. And, you know, they harassed me so bad that I was forced to have to get a different phone number. I missed my fucking 504 area code number, you know, as a reminder for me to not forget my roots, you know. So now I'm in a different state, different city and state, still with this unwanted Pensacola area code, 850 area code. I don't have the 504 no more. But I think they were trying to say that if I wanted to get another 504 number, that it would cost me more money. But and then they said for me to keep the same number that I had. But that wouldn't have made sense because I was getting harassed from that number. So I was forced to have to change the number. So the fake Darnell Williams perp ain't harassing me on the phone, but he been harassing me online. You know, on both YouTube and TikTok. But he left me alone kind of on TikTok and been harassing the shit out of me on YouTube. Excuse me. And so I gotta watch who I let follow me on TikTok and be very careful. You know, it's really scary that and then I have to try to practice to not be afraid of suffering persecution for saying or doing something right, but they want to twist it to falsely make it like as if I'm breaking rules and laws and doing something wrong. Like if I'm speaking out against the satanic New World Order agendas, and gang stalking is part of the New World Order. Spy and snitch. I didn't realize there was a name for it called gang stalking, but I heard about spy and snitch. And, you know, so if my twin sister falsely assumed that I did her dirty in foster care, that wasn't the case. The foster mom manipulated us to spy and snitch on each other. Like she ran her house like in her own cult. And, you know, we were kids and didn't know any better. But the Masonic Smelly Craft family, you know, they used to spy and snitch to the foster mom and even make up lies and say we did X, Y, Z. But basically, John Kraft was the only one making up lies. But that man gotta have the mind of a pedo to falsely accuse an 11-year-old child of flirting at grown men. I knew nothing about flirting with nobody. But, ghetto narcissistic abusers, but then again, narcs, period. They're sexually perverted and projected onto you. Like, so, in the fake foster family, if I would be soaking in a tub, taking a bath, and just laying there for like 2 or 3 hours because my stomach hurts from menstrual cramps. And so they falsely lie and make false rumors saying that I spend all that time up in there masturbating all the time, which is not true. So then they would use that to justify being abusive and aggressive. As I said, that was the only way I knew how back then. And guess what? Psychiatric medications make your menstrual cramps worse. But see, they would use that as a weapon against me and use that to abuse me, and be more aggressive at rushing me out of the shower. And I'm like, well, moments where it wouldn't even be 3 hours. I just closed the door behind myself, and they would treat me like the same way at homeless shelters. Online gang stalkers, that fake former friend David Jane and other online perps, they lie on me and say that I flash my tits to children at public swimming pools, which is not true. And it's like, y'all some disgusting motherfuckers. So, my battery's getting low, and so is my storage space. I feel a little bit of relief, venting and talking right now, because I didn't want to go to bed so worried. So I'm going to go for now. What time is it? 11:38 p.m. So it's going to be past midnight once this uploads. So I have to, wipe this off my hands and try to clean my hands off. And, I might do another video on this channel earlier tomorrow morning. But if not, then I'll see y'all on my Candy Grand Prix channel or my other channel. Thanks for, the supporters that came from the Candy Grand Prix channel and found me on this Targeted by the Psych World backup channel. Thanks for caring about me to, still in a supportive and good way, keep up with, my whereabouts and my well-being, because the perps, they got a malicious agenda. They just want to plot to destroy, do Satan's work to steal, kill, and destroy. So thanks. So for now, financially, at least for the rest of the month, financially, I should be good. So, thanks, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.